welcome back to Made Up. It's your girl Diane, and in today's video we are going to be testing out this Origins Ginzing SPF 40. This is the energy boosting tinted moisturizer, broad spectrum of course. I have been loving this stuff lately. I just had to do a dedicated video to it. We're going to be matching it up against the tried and true for a lot of you out there, myself included, the Cerave, the Hydrating Sunscreen SPF 30. So if that sounds interesting to you, let's get made up. So first off, I want to say that they are not exactly the same. The reason I'm pairing these two together in this video is because I feel they have similar qualities when it comes to applying sunscreen on the face underneath the makeup. So in my opinion, these are both hydrating and maybe in different ways. This one claims it's a hydrating sunscreen when this one is a tinted moisturizer. But I believe that the overall result is very similar. So I thought it would be an interesting matchup to see which one wears better underneath makeup. So let's get started. I am going to keep the Cerave on this side of my face and the Origins one on this side of my face. Let me go ahead and get started applying this. I mean, I do my best to clean this up every once in a while, but dang. So just so you can see that, it's like this. That is the shade. So it goes on super nice. It's definitely more of my shade than some other tinted sunscreens out there. Today, I am going to use a different sunscreen for my neck. I'm in a black shirt today, and that doesn't go well with tinted sunscreens. I'm sure you guys all know the struggle. Putting a little more on for good measure. So that is what it looks like on. Looks pretty nice right now. Pretty even to my skin tone. As you can see, it is more of a hydrating sunscreen, true to its name. So this stays pretty pliable, like it doesn't really dry down. It stays like this. I'm a person who wears makeup on top of this most days. Every once in a while, if I don't, I will powder this down. Sometimes I will use a powder sunscreen, especially if I'm going out of the house, I'll use a powder sunscreen. And if I'm just staying in the house, I'll just powder it with like a loose setting powder. So it works. I just don't like it to move around and stay tacky because if this rubs up on something, for instance, a mask, it will come off and it will stain whatever it is it rubbed up against. So that is what it looks like. Let's go ahead and start with the Ginzing version on the other side. Okay, so we're gonna start with applying the Origins version on this side. Again, this is the Tinted Moisturizer SPF 40. Similar squeeze tube like this pop top. It comes out very similar. So there it is right there. Something you can't see on the screen right now, it looks a lot paler, but it has these little flecks of what I used to call vanilla bean, but it's actually coffee. Who would have thought? Coffee and sunscreen, my two favorite things in the world in one. The more you know. So we are gonna apply it on this side of the face here. And as you can see, it's got a much lighter consistency, but check this out. As you continue to work that into the face, it actually starts to blend in very nicely. So that's what it looks like all worked into the face. With this one, you do have to be a little bit careful. You have to work this into the face, like meaning any edges like where you've stopped, if the product isn't rubbed in properly, it will oxidize and you'll be able to see the difference on your skin. Most of the time, I don't have that problem because I am putting makeup underneath it, but on a rare occasion, I have put this on and not put any makeup on, and I could see the difference. For instance, like right here, there'll be a line like right here, close to the eye. So I really try to work that into the skin because wherever you leave these hard edges, you'll see the difference. It does start to change in color. It works into the skin, it looks really nice, and then it might oxidize a little bit. But that is what they look like now. And I've actually never seen them next to each other like this. Do they look similar? I feel like this one looks a little bit more hydrating, but I think it's because this looks like it has more of like an actual coverage. This one blended into my skin really, really nicely. It almost is like a barely there. Like that could pass off for clear in my opinion. You can definitely tell that the Origins one on this side of the face has a tint. I do feel this looks more matte now that I'm seeing it next to each other. So interesting side note. So I'm gonna let this sit for a few minutes and then I'll come back. I'll show you what it looks like after it has a time to sit. Maybe for about 15 minutes, we'll just take a look at it together. Then we'll go ahead and put makeup on, a full face. We'll do a wear test, and at the end of the night, we'll do a final check-in. All right, friends, see you soon. We're back. It's about 15 minutes in. The sunscreen has dried down. Let's see, what do we think? I actually think my skin looks really nice on both sides. I think that this side is just slightly glowier, but not by much. This side still has some sheen. This one, just by a little bit more, but this side has more coverage in my opinion. So that is what it looks like. This one's a little bit tackier, and that would make sense because this is supposedly the more hydrating, right? This is the Tinted Moisturizer, and it feels actually really lovely. If I had to choose wearing one just by itself like this, it would be the Origins one, just because I feel like there's more coverage. I think this is a little too shiny for my liking, but to each his own. I know some people really like to glow, but I feel like the trade-off on this side is coverage, not completely matte. It still has a nice little glow, but it has some coverage. So I like that, but of course that's just personal preference. So we're gonna go ahead and put some makeup on, do a full day wear test, and we'll see how everything wears. See you soon. This is what the face looks like. Just a little bit about this product because this is really the one we're focusing on today. You know, I've done a video on the Cerave sunscreen in the past. I'll link to that video in a card right now, but this is the new one that I've been testing out for a few, maybe almost 2 months now, and I've really been loving this product. Just a little bit about it. It's $41, but I got this on an Ulta sale. So it was half the price of that. $41 for a 1.7 fluid ounce. It's a little pricey. Do I love it? Absolutely. I love this product. I believe that this wears very nicely on its own. Not that I wear it in public without makeup very often, but I have. On occasion, sometimes it's because I'm brave, sometimes it's because I'm lazy. Either way, same result. When I first bought it, I actually just bought it because it was on sale. I didn't have any expectations. I hadn't seen any reviews. I hadn't really read any reviews. I just picked it up. I thought Tinted Moisturizer, pretty much 20 bucks at the time. Can't beat it. So I got it and I did not expect to like it that much. It's actually a play on words. This says ginseng, but it's a play on words of ginseng because it has ginseng and coffee in it. So, and this word is trademarked here. So it's like ginseng, like zing in my coffee. So a play on both words. The more you know. I did not know that when I bought it. This product is vegetarian, so not vegan, because it uses a little bit of honey and beeswax in there. I'll also put the rest of the ingredients up on the screen for you now. So if anything is in there that you guys don't agree with or doesn't work well on your skin, that way you know. Something I wanna highlight is this is 100% a mineral sunscreen. So that means it's a physical sunscreen. This is not. This is a hybrid, and I have never used a hybrid before. So it is part physical, part chemical. But this one is strictly titanium dioxide and zinc oxide. This also has those two ingredients plus some chemical sunscreens in there. So if you are a person who is only looking for physical sunscreens, this is not gonna work for you. If you're a person that doesn't care either which way, if you're looking for something like a tinted sunscreen and don't care if it's physical or chemical, this might be your gal. Now, the smell, I don't mind the smell. I actually really like it. And maybe I've just gotten used to it, but I didn't mind it to begin with. It does have a sunscreen smell to it at the tail end. At first, it comes off a bit citrusy, but in the end, it does have a sunscreen feel. So if you are sensitive to that or just do not enjoy that, this also might not be for you. But with that being said, see which one works best under makeup, if any, or if they work about the same. Let's see. Hi friends, all right, it is the end of the evening. As you can see, we're looking really dewy. So this is what the makeup looks like. Overall, I still think the makeup looks good. I'm just looking very, very dewy. I did touch up with powder sunscreen throughout the day. You should know that. I did the Super Goop powder sunscreen. That is a mineral powder. And that is how I'll touch up my makeup when I'm wearing sunscreen, then makeup. What's a girl to do? So I use the powder mineral sunscreen to touch up, but it's been a few hours since it's past 9 now, almost 10. So I've had this makeup on for about a little over 10 hours, maybe 10 and a half, somewhere there. I mean, it looks pretty good. I actually can't say that my makeup broke down really anywhere other than the normal wear and tear, but I will say this. I have been using Rare Beauty, the foundation, and also the Ordinary, the full coverage foundation. I've been mixing those two together and they're both very highly pigmented, lightweight formulas. It's been hitting it out of the park. And as you can see, like to me, my skin looks good with this foundation and it feels lightweight. It doesn't feel cakey by the end of the night. The only thing is I would want to touch up this glow, but for the most part, I can't tell a difference between either side. This looks to me like it wore the same. Let me know what you guys think. If you are in the market, both of these sunscreens work really, really well. This is new to me. This one I've been using for quite a while, so either one will work underneath makeup and they're both just absolutely gorgeous. I will say that this one is more hydrating. If you're looking for something matte in the beginning, this might give you a little bit of a better chance if you have oily skin. Sometimes people with really oily skin don't like this one and they'll move on to something like an Australian Gold, which is a true matte. This one is a little bit more matte than this, but as you can see by the end, it kind of all looks a little bit dewy. That is all I have for you guys this evening. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you can be notified of all my future uploads. Until next time, friends, see you soon.